The question minimum platforms, it states that it has two arrays, that is the arrival array and the departure array, which consist of the timings of train. That is, the arrival array comprises of the time in which the train has arrived, and the departure array when it has departed. Means that arrival of I, that is ARR of I, gives the arrival time of ith train, and departure of I give the arrival time of departed train. Okay. And the time format is in the form of HHMM, that is 24-hour format, in which 9 a.m. is written as 900 and 6 p.m. is written as 1800. So we have to find the minimum number of platforms that is required, and it is given that a platform cannot serve two trains at the same time. If a train arrives before another departs, an extra platform is needed. So basically we have to find the maximum number of trains that is at the particular station at a particular time, which will ultimately give us the minimum number of platforms that is required. So yeah, let me explain it to you. So the question states that the train is arriving at a station, and there is a station here, and then it stays in the station for a particular time, that is A and D, and then it leaves the station at the departure time. So for uh, for train 1, for example, the arrival time is 9 a.m. and its departure time is 9:10. So it stays for a particular time, and similarly for train 2 and train 3 and onwards, means there is a particular span of time that a train stays at a station, and train 2 and train 3. So there's a coinciding point where the three trains is at the station at the same time. So it means that we have to have multiple, or in this case we have to have at least three platforms so that all the three trains can stand accordingly. So we have two approaches for this problem. The first approach, it states that we traverse the arrival array and the departure array, and we take two loops. The first is the outer loop which goes from the 0th index, and the second is the inner loop, which goes an index ahead of the outer loop. So we compare the train that is behind the timeline of the train which is ahead of it. Means we compare the arrival time and the departure time of the alternate trains. So here which it gives, and if it coincides, then we do count plus plus, and we, as we initialize two integer variables, max count and count, which gives the values of the numbers. So max count gives the maximum value of count, or the maximum value of train at a particular moment. Okay. So in the optimal approach, we use sort function, that is we sort the two arrays that is given to us, and also we maintain two variable, that is count 0 and max count. The count 0 variable, it counts the train, the number of trains that is present at the station at a particular point, or the coinciding points. So after sorting, we mark the pointers, that is I and j, to be initialized with 0 index. Now in this we use while loop to traverse the whole array, and with the condition that it is less than n and j is less than n. So it works with a particular concept that if a train is arriving at a station, and if another train has not departed yet, then there will be a clash, or there will be a point where we need to have a more station, a more platform. So in this case we increment the counter, and we make the pointer I to move ahead to another index, like uh, we consider another train that is arriving. So, or else in the else part we use another counter variable, like if the train has arrived to a particular station, and if no train is there, or the train which is previously there has left, so we decrement the counter and we increment the j variable, like here. And among all these intervals, we use max count to calculate the maximum number of trains that are at the particular point, and then we have to return it. So considering all that, the time complexity eventually comes to n log n, as the sorting itself takes n log n in time, and there is a single like loop, so it would take O of n time, and we have not used any array or something extra space, so the space complexity is O of 1. So now I will code this up.